The last question I would like to address to Nick, and I intendedly left it till the end of this panel. Yesterday, somebody asked you a question from the audience about why are veterans valuable to business? What can they bring to the workplace? And I would like you to expand more on the challenges you're facing when employing veterans and when promoting a veteran's role within a certain company.
So yesterday I talked a lot about going out and educating veterans on how to be more effective at getting jobs, at writing resumes, at interviewing. But on the other side of that, as an employer, we have to make a commitment to teach our hiring managers, our own companies, why veterans are important and what value they bring into our organization. A story was, I had a manager who asked me, why am I doing a veteran program? Why do I want to hire somebody who carried a weapon for his career? So instead of getting angry, and actually I was angry, I had an idea. I was like, this is an opportunity to teach this manager and other managers like him about the value of what veterans bring to an organization. And when I developed this video, the thing I had to understand is, what is the business value for this? What is the business case? Because we can say that we want to help veterans because it's a good thing, it's the right thing to do, but as a company, companies care about profits. So how does this help a company's profits? So what I focus on is these veterans are employees that they work hard, they stay late, they come early, and they're able to deal with some of the challenges that we have as our company working in the oil field. So it's a tough environment. And so I built that case. Also, the other case is that in our industry, there's a lot of competition where other companies, our competitors, will steal our employees and we steal theirs, and it just becomes a revolving circle. And it never ends. But the veterans, in the U.S., there's 210,000 veterans that leave the military every year. And what that represents is a renewable resource of talent that an organization like ours can continue to capture. So to capture them, we have to do a lot of things. Education, not just for the veterans, but education internally for our organization. And from hearing the stories today, there's some education opportunities for governments to understand why they should help veterans. And you can't just say it's because it's a good thing because they don't care. For us, in the U.S., our military is all volunteer force. And imagine if a veteran goes in the military, spends his career in his military, and then once he finishes, he can't find a job in the civilian world. Future generations will not want to join the military. So for us, it's a matter of national security for organizations like ours to also step up and find opportunities for veterans once they get out, because otherwise, we're not going to have a good military in the future.
It seems to me that this approach gives a lot of dignity to the veteran, that we value you for your talent, not only for the fact you've decided to experience war or service, but for who you are and for the fact that you are the person making these decisions. And that is, to my opinion, something we lack in our projects here in Ukraine, in actually putting it this way, that it's only part of your experience. But were there any challenges when a veteran comes to a working place at a corporate world and faces the reality, faces how it works there, how different it is probably from the army, in my imagination? Were there the challenges for the employer?
There were challenges for the veteran not being able to fit in. He felt isolated, and we learned very quickly that we need to find other veterans within the organization to help mentor this veteran, to welcome the veteran. And also outside of the organization, you have a lot of organizations like NextOp, like Team Rubicon, that helps veterans integrate. So you have to build this network of support inside and outside.
So basically you cooperate with non-governmental organizations to help you adapt veterans to the working place and to help them integrate.
Yes.
And does this building teams of veterans on the working place, does the employer benefit from it, basically?
Yes, the benefit for the employer is that the retention is very high. The veteran doesn't leave the organization. for us, we spend a lot of money in training. We spend a lot of money in development. And 6 months later, that veteran leaves, we're starting all over again. So it's a huge benefit for us to invest in some money in constant career development and growth within an organization, and also have true opportunities for growth within an organization where you don't just go into one job and just stay there the rest of your career and end up in a hole somewhere. We want to continue to mentor that vet and grow that vet and bring them up within the organization.
Thank you for this. It actually reminded me of a thought a Canadian veteran, Joel Gindon, said at a conference in Canada last year. He was speaking about his experience with SAGE, and he formed it the next way, that to help veterans integrate into the corporate world, they decided to build teams, create the atmosphere, and give the feeling of purpose to a veteran serving the company. And this way, they met the retention of loss at the working place, and those veterans became real team leaders. They started working as teams and showing a lot more profit to the company, and that is something that we will be trying to implement here in Ukraine and share with the corporate world here in Ukraine, promoting veterans at the working place. Because again, I feel a lot of connection here because we have a similar situation. We have young prospective veterans returning home, and they're basically our main working force at the moment to create a better society for all of us.
I just wanted to say that I haven't met any veterans that don't want to help other veterans. So within our organization, we have veterans employees that stand up and volunteer to do things like have networking events once a month, and to go out and do community service projects as veterans within our organization. And that helps build camaraderie. It builds a bond between the veterans within our organization, and also builds bonds within employees that are not veterans within our organization to bond with those veterans. So we're not veterans anymore, we're part of this organization. We are veterans, but we're also people, and we wanted to integrate, and that's total integration, and that is our goal.
Thank you very much to all of the panelists.